Hey, back again with another video. Today I have a few IEMs that I have at the moment, plus I also have a new DAC dongle from EPZ, the TP35 Pro that I've been using, with a lot of my new IEMs that I've been listening to at the moment. Some are mine, some are on loan, and I have the Giant on loan with a tour at the moment. The Giant is on tour with Audio Geek right now, and I've had the Giant for a couple of weeks. I also just bought the Symphonium Meteor myself, and I've been listening to both. Sort of got a couple of little comparisons with the Giant and some other IEMs, the Meteor and that. Also have on loan the Elysian Audio Diva. Elysian Audio Diva. It's another tribrid. Fantastic resolution and soundstage, great imaging, 3D, very good 3D imaging. Also just bought the Symphony Tetrad. This is another hybrid, 1+3. These are handmade in the United States. So I tracked one of these down, found one on eBay, and I bought them. I removed the filter from the DD tube, and it basically turned it into a bass head set, and with a bit of EQ, they actually sound very similar to the Symphonium Giant, which Giant, since listening to it, I actually heard the Giant a few months ago in Minidisc in Sydney, in Chatswood, and I instantly fell in love with the Giant, and I've been fortunate enough to have a loan of it on while it's on tour in Australia with Audio Geek and Symphonium Audio. So it's been great to get to listen to it again. And I just got the Symphonium Meteor a couple of weeks ago. Well, maybe a bit over a week ago now. Also purchased that on the Meteor on eBay, and I also just recently got my first Acoustune set. This is the HS1300 SS Dorado. It's a single dynamic driver. It's got Marinx technology, which is developed by Acoustune, and I'd have to say it's one of the most resolving, one of the cleanest dynamic drivers I have ever listened to. And like I've heard the sets like the Final Audio A8000. I've heard I've got the Dunu Falcon Ultra. I've got Final Audio A4000 myself. I've also heard the Sennheiser IE900, and I think like the Acoustune HS1300 Dorado, SS1300 SS, it is up there with some of the best single dynamics I've ever heard. Like, it's so clean, it's got great resolution, detail, great separation, and I actually got a set of adapters because it has a Pentacon ear much like the Elysian Diva, it has a pentagon what do you call it, like termination for like the, so I got a Pentacon to MMCX adapter, and I put it on that open heart cable, which I love the gold tone, but works really well with the Acoustune. Sounds great too. Anyway, yeah, I also I modified the Symphony's Tetrad a little bit. Like I said before, I removed the DD filter, which is a yellow filter that has yellow, black and red filters that go into different tubes, and yeah, I EQ'd it a bit and actually got it sounding very similar to the Symphonium Giant. So that's actually probably one of my favourite bass headsets at the moment. You know, it just needs a little bit of EQ, but super fun to listen to, and it's still got excellent detail. And yeah, I did do a little comparison of the two Symphonium Audio IEMs. This is a 4BA set. The Symphonium Giant is a 1 plus 1, 1 DD plus 1 BA set. The Giant has some kind of a horn loaded technology where the internal structure of the IEM is designed in a way to kind of amplify the bass and the treble a little bit, and kind of in a horn loaded type structure. They're kind of like how horn speakers kind of they produce like their kind of specific kind of style. It's designed in that kind of way, and you know, they're also a really good bass headset. They've got just excellent, like warm, thick bass, but it's just done so well. The dynamic driver in that IEM is really top quality. It it's very warm, and the vocals are very warm as well, but the whole sound presentation of it is just feels so natural. Like it just feels like I just fell in love with it almost instantly when I first heard it, and I still love it to this day. Like it's one of my favourite IEMs that I've personally heard, and you know, I've heard the likes of the Isolab Spectrumica, the Craftier's Omnium, you know, IE900 I mentioned before. You know, I've heard a couple of the The Audio, the Prestige, and the Monarch Mark II. I would seriously take the Symphony. Symphony's Giant, Symphonium Giant. Sorry, take the Symphonium Giant over pretty much all of those. And the Elysian Diva, that's a great IEM too. It's another kilobuck IEM. It's a hybrid. I think it's a tribrid actually. It's got great detail resolution. It's got really good imaging and a really nice 3D soundstage. It also has on the back of it, it has like a little tuning switch. You know, just under where the little dots are there, it's got a tuning switch which adjusts the levels of the bass, and I've got it set on the highest bass level, which you know, it doesn't give you like any bass head kind of level bass, but it does tighten up the bass and gives you a little bit of extra extension. It gives you a little bit more punch in the bass, and kind of levels out that mid-range and treble a bit, and it just sounds so nice. I've pretty much been using the Elytech Baroque, or say like the KBO7 tips, as well as a few other tips in my sort of tip rolling, but I usually tend to stick with like kind of the same tips mostly. I've also been using a set of tips that came with the Mezze Elba. They have kind of a deeper fit and sort of they're a bit of a wide bore kind of a style, and they fit really nice, but they give you a really good sound stage and a nice bass, and gives some nice vocals as well. I don't have them here at the moment. I think they're on another IEM somewhere, but yeah, I've got so many tips. I think the most important part of choosing when you get into your IEM is doing a bit of tip rolling and finding the right tip for that specific IEM. I've used different tips on almost every single one of these. Just because some stems may be a bit shorter, some stems may be longer, and like smaller shells like the Meteor. Picking the right tips is very, very important. Getting a really good seal is the best way to get the most out of any IEMs. And I put tip rolling ahead of just about anything else. Like cables, I don't really care. I just buy cables for the look of them, really. Like I'm not a big believer in cables. I actually just got the Hakage purple orange fairy. It's just a pretty cable. I wanted to buy it because I like cables for the aesthetic of them. Just the same as the open heart cable. I bought that because it looks nice, and I throw it on a pair of IEMs, and they just look great. Like I don't really give a shit about cables, really. I just like them for the aesthetic of them, and they work. Cables all sound the same to me. I know people are going to debate that, but I enjoy pairing like nice cables. I've got a couple of Zins cables as well, and I got the Yonsei Venom, just some nice dress up cables, But the most important thing to me is pairing your IEMs with the right tips, and power scaling as well. With dongles like these, I often run them in high gain because they give a little bit more dynamic range to your sound. Sort of warms the IEMs up a little bit. You get a little bit more of a get a bit more presence of warmth and dynamic range from IEMs when you especially in like a dongle like this. I often have them in high gain because then you don't have to push them so hard. You can sort of have it more at a moderate level, and you get more of that warmth that comes through with a bit more power, and you get a bit more control over the drivers. It all depends on what you're using. Some IEMs are very, very easy to some very low impedance and really easy to drive, and may not need that kind of power. But I've come across some IEMs that you could probably power off just a standard 3.5 phone DAC. But I often try to get the most out of IEMs between either using high or low gain and tip rolling, and just finding what works for what IEMs, and you know, everything like that kind of plays a part of getting the best experience out of IEMs. I know I've gone on a bit of a rant here, but like anyway, getting back to like the IEMs I have here, like I've been really pleased with the 3 IEMs that I bought, the Tetrad, the Acoustune, and the Symphonium Meteor. I think they are all great purchases, and I think I'm going to keep them in my collection for a while. I do EQ them to sort of get a little bit more out of them. They, especially removing the DD filter out of the Tetrad, it does need a bit of EQ to balance that bass, mids and treble out of it, but it really does sound really cool, like super fun when it's when you balance that EQ out a bit and get it more in tone with the bass, and bring that, you need to bring that mids and treble up a bit, but it honestly sounds like, I'd say 90-95% as good as the Symphonium Giant, and I'd be happy living with the Tetrad as it is, with that little modification to the removing that little filter and making it into like a really fun little bass headset. I paid like, I think they go for around about 150 USD, the Tetrad. They're a really great little IEM. They're doing some good things over there. Symphony has also bought out a Hexad. I almost bought that, but I found the Tetrad for a bit cheaper. They go for around about 150 new, I think. I'm pretty happy with it, and that little mod made it so much more fun. So but at the end of the day, you just enjoy them, and you sort of do your own thing. Like, you don't have to listen to me. I just do my own thing and enjoy what I do, and then how I EQ them a little bit here and there, just to get a little bit more sort of dynamics out of the sound. But a lot of people don't like using EQ. That's fine. Like, I don't care. Like, each to their own. I only use a bit of EQ just to kind of spice things up a bit, or sort of kind of to balance them out. But as long as you enjoy the music, that's the most part of it. That's all you really need is to just enjoy the music and enjoy the IEMs and just enjoy the experience. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I rambled on a bit, but anyway, that's just a quick little video. I don't know how quick it was, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll be back soon with some more videos, and hopefully you like my content, and subscribe and throw some likes down, and I'll bring back some more videos soon, and hopefully I can make them entertaining for you guys. Anyway, I'll leave it at that right now, and enjoy the rest of your week, and enjoy audio. And if you're just getting into the hobby, it's a deep rabbit hole. So you're in for a ride there. Anyway, have a great week, everybody.